I'm gonna whip this little bitch in the face if she makes a peep.
You're not man enough to fuck with me. You can't last 2 minutes in my world, bitch.
Somebody's gotta get stabbed.
As soon as I get home, the first thing I'm gonna do is punch your mama in the mouth.
Your organization staff.
Why are you the way that you are?
Are you guys back? Oh my God. You back home?
No, this is my dad's office that has a bed that folds out of the wall.
Like a Murphy bed?
Yeah. And that's his dope golf painting he had commissioned for him.
Nice.
Yeah. So today on No Fueling Around, we're doing something special, and I didn't want to tell you about it because I wanted you completely off guard.
Wow.
Don't worry, you're not in trouble. And you're not going to be, you won't be in trouble, I promise.
All right.
But
Not yet.
one of me and Alex's favorite things to do is to watch Dr. Phil clips on YouTube. And after watching this clip, my and Alex's first thought was, what would Duddy think? Now, how much, and you don't have to say the truth, you can just estimate, how much whiskey, I was going to say bourbon, but I guess it's whiskey, do you think you drink daily? Not to get fucked up, just, you're having a couple of drinks. How many do you think you have?
No. I mean, I get fucked up. So, me personally, or me and Lily together?
You.
Okay, I drink
One
about.
liver.
Yeah, I would say I easily drink 7 days a week, a half of a fifth of whiskey every single day.
So I want to show you this clip.
Yeah.
I want you to get your reaction. You can talk during it. I don't care. I'll pause it if you start talking.
Okay.
But I want you to watch this. And this is, all right, can you see it?
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yeah. I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
Mhm. I can hear you, but I can't hear it.
You can't hear it at all?
Mm-mm. No.
Well, that sucks. Hold on.
I can read it if you want to start it over.
Okay, yeah, I turned the captions on, so maybe you could read it, but it's weird you can't hear it.
I can't hear anything. I mean, I can hear you, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, I got the captions on.
All right.
So
Okay. Yeah, correct.
Yep.
Okay. Because you tried that before and went cold turkey and had a seizure. Almost died.
look at her.
She's crazy. Oh my God. That's from her drinking?
Yeah, she fell.
Yeah, she sure did. Wow.
Look at her. She can't sit still.
Jesus Christ, dude. No. Look at her. She's a crazy person. Well, she's on drugs. She's not just on booze. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, I drink a half, fifth plus beer every day, 7 days a week. And I literally prostituted my body. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I've done that too, but you know.
Well, that whiskey gets expensive.
Well, it does, it really does. Oh my God. See, well, she's on heroin, she's on crack. I mean, fucking what?
No. She said she had heroin and crack on her while she was in hotel rooms.
Oh. So why were they on her?
because she was prostituting herself. So they would bang her and then go, "Hey, can I use your chest as a plate for my heroin? I'm just gonna do some lines off your tits."
Yeah, let me put some pasties on, or yeah, that'll be fine. That's fine. Just let me protect my nipples. Jesus Christ, man. Look at her. She's wackadoodle.
When you hear this back and you hear her, she's like,
Well, she's eating fucking ecstasy and shit. Like she's, doing ketamine.
slowly throughout the episode, she's sobering up. Like she gets worse
Look at
and
her.
worse.
Look at her. That's sad as fuck, dude. That's crazy. Yeah. Well, I drink a lot of whiskey and I don't act like that. I don't think. Maybe I do. I don't know.
I don't know. I've heard you pretty drunk and you don't sound like that.
No. That's crazies.
Here's the great part. They go to interview the dad and he goes, "Well, I gave her some alcohol to kind of cut her edge off. And then she claimed that the alcohol she got, which was vodka in a water bottle, was tainted somehow. It's like poisoned, like it wasn't good enough alcohol." So she left the Dr. Phil studio with like 2 producers and a camera person chasing her down the road while she went to a liquor store and got booze. Then she's just drinking away on the side of the road, just getting fucked up. And then right when they got her, she went on stage. So like when you're seeing her just doing all this, she's literally coming down so fast from 25 minutes ago.
I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, I've been drinking since I was 14. I'm 49 years old. I drink more now than I've ever drank in my life. My tolerance level is so high. But Jesus Christ, I mean, I'm not a fucking lunatic. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would honestly say that I probably drink a half-fifth of, me and Lily can drink a fifth of Jameson every single day. Not that we do, but yes, we could do that. Easily.
I assumed you did.
No. I mean, that's not, we do. I mean, there are days that we do if we're really partying and shit, but but on average, I could easily drink and I'm not even, it just gets me straight, like I feel normal, like I'm fucking, I just bought a handle yesterday and I drank half of it within, I don't know, a day and a half.
Yeah.
Easy. Just by myself. It's no big deal. Like, I'm going to do one right now.
I think Alex had like 2 mimosas, but I drank a whole bottle of champagne plus maybe 3/4 of one to myself. I was 4 o'clock in the morning. I was still up, just like.
But you're not a drinker, man. Your tolerance level, like, that's what I mean. I don't even get hangovers anymore. There's no hangover. There is no such thing.
I had a slight hangover this morning. Everything was like hurt, but I wasn't like my head didn't hurt. It was just my joints were stiff.
It would take a lot. I would have to do some serious shit to get a full-on hangover. I don't even know what that feels like anymore. Thank God.
You probably have to mix alcohols.
Well, if I was doing cocaine, that would do it. But I don't do that shit. So,
not on the Lord's Day.
I'm not on Jesus's day. No, Jesus's. I said Jesus's. Wow.
Diseases.
Yeah, diseases. But yeah, like back when I was, if I was doing cocaine and shit, and drinking, yeah, I would wake up and be like, oh fuck, I feel like shit. But it wasn't from the booze; it was from the coke.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll stroke out. Jesus Christ, yesterday, or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday or the day before, whatever. I can't even drink coffee anymore. And I was like, God, I'm really craving some serious caffeine. Fuck it. I'm going to make a cup of coffee. So I made a pot of coffee. only to drink 1 cup. I got about 3/4 of the way through that cup of coffee. Jesus Christ, dude. I thought I was going to fucking die, man. I thought I was going to fucking die, dude. I mean, I was like I was doing hog legs of cocaine. I mean, it was a goddamn 3/4 of a cup of coffee. And I had to go. See, the thing is with high blood pressure, like people don't realize it's like people are like, oh God. So like when your blood pressure is spiking, you get amped, you're crazy. No, you want to go lay down.
Yeah.
That's where it's scary. You're like, it's your body's like, relax. You got to chill the fuck out. So it's like, when I get all amped up on coffee and shit, I had to go upstairs and lay down, dude. I laid down for like an hour because I couldn't even fucking handle it. Like I'm trying to breathe in, breathe out. We're going through the nose, out the mouth, through the nose, out the mouth. And we're relaxing. We're going to relax. No, go lay down. And then I'm sitting there, my fucking heart's like, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, well, I can't even lay down. So I started drinking whiskey and I felt better.
Wow.
Seriously, yeah. It's a yeah.
I got a Coke story for you. This was probably 6-7 years ago. Shit, longer than that. Probably 7, 8. I was at a buddy's house and we were playing NBA 2K online. No, we were playing Madden. There was like 4 people in the room. We were all playing Madden against each other, and when I do Coke with people, I never tell them exactly how much I have, and I always keep some. So when everybody thinks we run out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't know, but my buddies behind me, like the chairs were kind of like that, and the TV was here, and there was 2 chairs, kitty corner, and then a couch against the wall. And I'm in the front chair, and I'm getting my ass spanked. I mean, it's 28-3. It's like, fuck it, whatever. I'm already skunked. Let's just quit it. And the guy I'm playing is like, nah, dude, let's just finish it out. So I score a couple touchdowns. There's kind of a comeback. I don't win. I get pissy. And I take my controller and I go, yo, dude, you're up. And I throw it up like that. And it lands in his lap. And the last line of the bag goes,
oh.
No. So I immediately start smiling because the guy that just beats me starts losing his mind. Oh, God damn, I was going to win and take a bump and all this shit. I still have half an 8-ball in my pocket. So I'm just in the chair like, I let them freak out for 15 minutes. They're screaming in my ear, what the fuck, man? Just throwing shit all over the place. So as they're talking, everything calms down. I whip it out. I start breaking it down because I'm not playing. I turn around, and as I turn around to my buddy to present him with it, like, that's what I had, he looks down at me, doesn't realize he's thrown the game-losing interception. The other guy makes a pick 6, wins the game, grabs the tray of Coke, and does all 4 lines.
Oh my God. I remember it's a terrible story, but I was hanging out with these bikers back in the day, 27 years ago, whatever. And the guy that I knew, he would be like, if you would go over to his house, I mean, I was young. I mean, I was like 23 years old or something, And
That was before
he was a
cell
lot
phones.
older. He would, no cell phones, but he would, he was my neighbor, and he'd be like, hey, he'd knock on the door like, to the basement. And that meant that you were going to do cocaine, So, and I'm like, all right. So I come downstairs, and all of his biker buddies are down there. And these are enforcers. These are like the bone breaker dudes. These guys ain't no joke. I don't know them that well. I know them. I don't know them that well. The only reason I'm there is because of him.
Right.
And they're like, who the fuck is this guy? It's my buddy, whatever. Anyway, so, to the basement means you're doing cocaine. So we go down there and we do these 2 huge fucking hog legs, man. And I'm fucked up, man. I'm zooted up right off the bat. I mean, this is good stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so fucked up, man. And then the one dude, the guy that has the shit, he goes, well, fuck. I only got enough for 4 more lines. There's 4 of us. I only got 1 line for each of us. and I'm out. And that doesn't happen with these guys. It doesn't happen. They always have it. And they're like, the other guy's like, well, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? He's like, dude, I didn't bring enough. I'm sorry, man. I left it at home. Like, fuck. So they're like, my buddy goes, Dusty, you go ahead and do the first line. So there's huge lines of cocaine. You go ahead and do the first line, and then we'll go from there. Because that's all we have left. That's it. So I get up there, I do half the line. I mean, they're fucking huge. So I do half the line. And then I'm like, Jimmy's like, he's looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm like, geez, just give me a second, man. Because I'm fucked up, And then I went, Achoo! It's gone. I mean, like, I sneezed. And I mean, you're talking about 3 hardcore bikers, like, I mean, looking at me like they're going to skin me alive, dude. Like, because it's gone. I mean, it is gone. There ain't no way of fixing this. And I'm like, I am so sorry, dude. Like, I mean, you want to talk about a fucking party foul, bro. Major. And with bikers, no, you don't do that. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to get going, guys. Thanks for having me down. I'm getting the fuck out of here, dude. I thought they were going to fucking kill me, man. Oh, my God.
They should have absolutely skinned you alive.
Oh, my God, dude. It was so fucking scary. Not fucking good. So don't sneeze when you're doing that shit.
Did I ever tell you?
Good.
Oh, did I ever tell you the, I don't know if I told this on the podcast or not, but the time my brother took me on a free cruise?
Yeah.
So I get a call, and this was right when my brother moved to Florida, about a year before I moved to Florida. He lived in South Orlando. I lived in North Orlando. And he calls me one day, it's probably 6 months after he moved down there. He goes, hey, dude, this radio show called me, and if I answered 3 questions, I got a cruise for free. I got 3 tickets. Do you want to go? Yeah. So I head down there. I get a shit ton, and I mean a metric shit ton of LSD.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that. Yeah.
So, and at the time, I was really into acid. I love it. It's just I've never had a bad trip. It's all good things on acid. So we show up to the terminal. It's me, my brother, his friend Henry. And Henry was just having some relationship issues. So we were going to get him some strange, as he put it, and get his mind out of his gutter. So we're sitting in the terminal, and we're told that we have to sit through this fucking like timeshare seminar bullshit. Yeah, it's 45 minutes, whatever. So I said to myself, fuck that. I'm just going to drop 3 tabs right now. Now, that was 2.5 hours before we went into the meeting. So we're in Cape Canaveral, and which is like the complete east side of Orlando on the coast where cruise ships go out of. And it's 92 degrees outside, probably 74 degrees inside this big waiting terminal for cruise ships. And I'm wearing a blue t-shirt that's like this, but it's blue, and black Adidas sweatpants. On top of that, I'm wearing high top Adidas shoes, like skateboard shoes, because they were comfy. From my nipples down, I'm constantly sweating. Okay. And not that I'm hot sweat, that I'm fucked up sweat, where I'm just like, oh God.
Yeah, I call it milking.
Milking. Yes. Yeah. So I have my hat like this, right? And I'm sitting there, and my shirt's all stretched out because I'm just hot, and I'm just like, and we hear Powers, Hill, you can come in now. So I stand up, and I'm like, all right, let's go. And we go in to the most uncomfortable but amazing meeting I've ever sat through, because the salesman guy is trying to tell us about how he went to Virginia State University and was doing all these things to cheat to get his degree. Then Will and my brother, who at the time just graduated from private school in Virginia, said, he was talking about something about how they did certain assignments in his college. And Henry turns to Will and goes, didn't we do that freshman year of high school? Yeah, that's weird. And it was just a constant dick battle back and forth, right? So I just kind of leaned forward and I didn't realize how loud I was, but I go, "Are the free cookies free for everybody?" And the salesman's like, "Yeah, man, you're good." And I was like, "Thank you." And I just get up, and as I'm walking to the back of the room to get cookies, I'm like, "Gotta get some cookies." I thought I was doing that in my head. My brother said I did that out loud in front of everybody. 3 separate times when I went to go get I just sat at that table and just shoving cookies in my mouth, trying to get the time to keep going. Then we go back and they bring the closer. This is it. They're going to make a fucking timeshare sale. This guy comes out looking like an evil villain from The Incredibles. And it was not just me tripping balls on LSD. This guy had slick back hair that went to like a shark fin in the front. He had the craziest blue eyeballs I've ever seen. He had the skinniest little neck like Mr. Garrison from South Park. And his suit was so skin fucking tight, it was like he was painted on. And I'm like this, and I'm like, and I look to my brother and I go, "Is that motherfucker real? Or is that a cartoon character?" And Will's hand just goes, and he stayed like that for the last 15 minutes. Just
like no.
We finally get on the boat, right? And I said, "Well, it's time to celebrate. I'm going to take 2 more tabs." So now I'm 5 tabs deep. I'm sitting on a Barca lounger in the sun. We're not moving. I'm sweating bullets, milking. And now in front of everybody, I'm just rolling a fatty. Just, I mean, and it was that long too. I took 2 king-size papers, put them So I'm sitting there just puffing away. Will goes, "Hey, we can go to our room. Let's go." So we go to our room. We're hanging out. It was like a double. Each wall had a bunk on it. So it was whatever. And then I had my own room, and Will stayed with Henry. So we go in there. We're doing some lines. We're doing some wax. We're smoking. I think Henry was doing ketamine, but I could have completely made that up. He brought a lot of drugs, but I heard something about K-holing, and he was like, "I don't want to K-hole, or I'm trying to," but I don't remember him doing that. But
yeah,
I digress. So we go out, and we're getting some drinks. We're partying. Everything's cool. We separate like 2 hours into this thing for 6.5 hours. We just split, and we kept passing each other on the ship. Then one little hallway, I was like, "Whoa, I've never been down here. Fuck it, let's go to," and there they are, sitting in a chair, looking like I fell over. Like, dude, we have looked for Matt for 6 hours. We can't find him. So I know they're there. So I go over to the bar and I get a mimosa and I get 2 drinks that they like. And I walk over like a waiter. I'm like, "Did you gentlemen order these?" And they don't even look up. They're just like, "No, man, we didn't order nothing." And I was like, "Well, they're compliments of the house or the ship." Still don't look up at me, right? They're like, "No, dude, we didn't order them." And I just went, "Hey, fuckos, got you drinks?" And they go, "Dude, we thought you died." And I was like, "No, I was like, I turned around. I kept walking when you guys stopped, and we just turned a corner and we were just gone." So it was only a 3-day cruise. And every day I took 1 more tab of acid than I did the day before. So I wake up the next day and I take 6 tabs for breakfast, right? Yeah.
See, I can't do that, man.
Here's where everything got weird. We entered a cornhole tournament, and it was me and Will and Henry on a team against these 3 girls that went to Florida State University. And they weren't bad looking. And we were like, "Great, we can get Henry laid. Perfect." Henry and Will get mad at me because, I'm a coach. I'm competitive. I don't lose. You know what I mean? I don't lose to get laid. I'll never, if me and Alex were dating, I wouldn't let her win at bowling just so I'd get some tail. I'd kick her ass and let her know who's up, who's the champ in this household. So we're playing cornhole, and the first game, boom, 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 right in the hole. Like, I'm so in the zone. That bitch can't do anything. I knock her out. Next game, boom, 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 gone, right? Third game, I'll give this chick some credit. She was good. And it took me 1 more throw than normal to get her out. Done, right? My brother comes up, goes, "You want to fucking chill? Okay, we're trying to get Henry, and these girls aren't going to want to hang out with us if you're being a dick and you're just winning all the games." As he's yelling at me about that, I hear from them, if one of us doesn't beat this asshole, I'm throwing him over the boat. I hear we're winning, and we're winning the situation. I'm the dick. Use me as bait. Let Henry step in as the savior. He can get the tang, right? That was my plan. Backfired. We all sit down at the table. We're all hanging out. We're all talking, whatever, right? They start talking about Florida State, and one other one went to Florida, and blah, blah, blah. And Henry says, well, I went to Old Dominion University.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares, and nobody's heard of it. And like a week before, Henry was bitching that he couldn't get a job, and I explained to him.
University.
Yeah, right. I said, you went to a school in a state that has 5 hugely known colleges: UVA, Virginia Tech, Richmond, Norfolk State, and I forgot the other one. And ODU is not on that list. So when you applied to any place with a giant stack of papers and they all have their college logo in the corner, nobody knows what ODU is. They don't care. They're looking at other people. Well, that's just bullshit. I went to college like everybody else. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Henry had the money and the means and the grades to go anywhere. He went somewhere where he could just sell weed and get away with it. And then he barely struck by. He was always buying Supreme clothes. There's a reason his relationship prior to the cruise hit the shit. So he's just in a mood. Like, he's letting his ego get in the way of Poon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're talking, and this chick, Ashley, the blonde one, says to my brother, I think I left my sandals in your room. Out of the blue. He never went to his room. So they just get up and leave. Now, I look around at all the girls because I know what's happening. That's my brother. I know what he's going to do. He's fucking your friend. Sorry. So there's the brunette sitting next to me. She was all like, she doesn't like all over me because she wanted to bang. She was all over me because she wanted acid. So when her friends were distracted going to get food because she was too drunk, I just took a tab out of my pocket and put it on her tongue. And about 45 minutes later, she was the sunflower child. You know what I mean? So things are going real south. And Will's not here. I'm not Henry's friend. I could care fucking less what happens. Will's his friend. So Will comes back and he's all just shoving, right? He's like this. And they're looking around. They're like, what's going on? She's like, I can't find my shoes. I've been looking for them everywhere. I just can't find them. And as she's saying that, I elbow this chick who was not drunk. And I just kind of go like that. And they're here talking to each other, Will and Ashley. And between them is her shoes, like on the pool edge. She like walked him over here, put him over here so somebody would see him. And they go, well, we're going to go look for my shoes again. And I know my brother because he went. He's got a musket. Yeah, he's got a musket. You know, it's a long time to reload, and there's no way sex twice in 20 minutes is going to happen. So they go back off, and they're gone another half an hour. Finally, they say, well, why don't we meet up later and some shit? And I'm like, oh, thank God, we can just fucking end this thing, right? So we all split, and they pick their friend up, and she's just fucked up. And they're like, did you give her acid? Oh, yeah. And I said that, and then I left, right? So, funny side story to that. When we were all fucked up, like the first night, Henry found a wheelchair and sat in it like this. Just not moving, right? Just like he's paralyzed. We put a towel over his legs so it looks like he had cerebral palsy or some shit. And I rolled him into where the elevators were, turned him and just let him go. And he just and ran into the back of this woman's leg at like half the speed of smell. Oh my God, I've been assaulted. I want to talk to the captain. I want to talk to the boat lawyer. I'm suing you. I'm suing everybody. Now, Henry kept character. I will give him credit for this. As she's screaming and all of her friends are just rolling their eyes because she was acting way too ghetto, he's still. So I come back around the corner and I'm like, Henry, there you are. You keep getting away from me all the time. I'm sorry, ladies. And as soon as we turned the corner, he gets up and we just booked it. And as we were going down the hall all the way to the front of the ship and we were turning the last corner to go to U-turn, Will looks back and he sees the girl come around. She goes, "Hey, he's not in the chair no more."
Oh, no.
We never saw them again. So we're in a room, right? And this is right after Will got laid and Henry didn't. And I'm laying on the top bunk, just laying under the fan, trying not to die, right? And Will goes, "Dude, Henry's got to hurry up. I got to piss. I got 4 pina coladas in me that got to come out. I got to go." So he opens up the door, and the bathroom on the cruise ship is very small. So the floor for the toilet and the shower have no split thing. So it's all the shower water all over the place. So Will goes, "Henry, dude, you got to hurry up. I got to pee." And Henry, in the shower, completely naked, just whip opens the curtain and goes, "Dude, you're just going to have to pee on me because I'm not leaving the fucking shower." And then just closes it was the most depressing yet hilarious thing I ever heard. I didn't stop laughing till we left the boat.
Piss on me. I don't care.
Just piss on me. I don't care. We heard this woman. We went to the Bahamas. We didn't get off the boat. We weren't even at like a port. We were at like a shipping container area. So you like just showed up at this cargo dock where no other cruise ship is. Like this boat was basically just to transport cocaine from Florida to the Bahamas. Because there was a lot of weird people in suits taking luggage from doors. You know what I mean? Like we watched a lot of shady shit go on, and it was very weird. But we wake up, we're leaving the Bahamas, and we're walking down a hallway to go to our room. And this woman goes, "Did you get off the boat?" And we're like, "Oh no, we stayed here." She goes, "This was the first time I ever been to the Bahamas. This is the best day of my life. I have never been so blessed. I had so much fun." And I look at Henry. And Henry is a very privileged black kid who lives on white privilege, but acts like he's from the ghetto with 2 parents who have PhDs and make about 10 mil collectively a year. He's fine. And he just has this look of, that's the saddest fucking thing I've ever heard. Like Henry can't relate to anybody. And that just spirals him into this depression tone, right? So we're getting off the boat. We're going through customs. We're checking out our passports and birth certificates and all that. And as we're going up and down the queue, who do we see? The group of girls. And they are all fine except for the brunette that took acid. She is hat down like this, towel over her like Cam Newton on the sideline. And she is just swaying back and forth like this in line. And about every 10 minutes, she just dry heaves into a plastic bag.
Oh,
and
God.
Henry comes up, puts his shoulder around my arm and goes, "Some women just can't handle the D." And I went, "What?" He goes, "The LSD."
The LSD. Check it.
It was the best cruise I ever went on, and I was not sober the whole time.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I think I did total 24 tabs of acid in 3 days.
That's insanity to me. See, I don't have a tolerance like that. We've done this before, but I'm going to tell the Sun Panther story.
Please do, because I lost the footage and I love this story.
So, all right. So my buddy calls me up. We were 16. This is like 1988. He calls me up. He says, "Hey, it's a Saturday. I mean, we're off, from high school and shit." And he said, "Hey, you want to do some acid?" I said, "Yeah, man. I mean, I don't have any." He goes, "No, I got some really good shit. It's called radio waves." So it's these 2 like red and blue waves together on the tab, real thick blotter. And he goes, "I got 2 hits. If you want to do it, let's do it." I'm like, "All right." He goes, "Well, my parents are out of town." And I was like, "Oh, fuck, yeah." He goes, "Yeah, they're not coming back till Monday." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck." Yeah. He's like, "Well, just come up to my house. Do you got any weed?" I said, "Yeah, I got weed." So it's about a, 20-minute walk. I got to walk through a cemetery and shit. And, no big deal. I mean, I've done it a million times, but I walk up to his house. As soon as I get there, we drop acid. and we start smoking pot. I got this pot, and we're hanging out. And he said, normally like acid takes about 45 minutes to kick in. About 20 minutes in, he goes, "Are you feeling anything?" I was like, "Dude, yeah, I am. Man, like I'm fucked up, man, already. Like this has only just begun." I said, "Holy shit." I said, "This stuff's really strong, man." He goes, "Yeah, man." So it goes on about, another 10 minutes. And I'm like, "Dude, I'm going to spiral out of control here, man. Like I can't even contain this." Like normally, like when you take acid, you smoke pot, the pot will bring you back a little bit, bring it down a little bit, but it's not doing that.
Not all the time.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
This is not working. So we keep smoking more pot, but I'm fucked up. So I said, "Jesus Christ, dude, I don't know what to do, man. Like, I mean, we just started here and I am wasted." I said, "You got to put some music on or something." So he goes, "Oh, I got a good song for you, man. I got a good song for you. It's called Court of the Crimson King by King Crimson." I said, "I mean, now we're punk rockers. I don't know why the fuck we're listening to this. It's like some hippie ass shit from the 60s or something, but
like fish.
It's really weird. It's weird shit." But now I've eaten acid at this point probably, I don't know, 50 times. And I've never tripped this hard. So we're sitting in his hallway in between his bedroom and like the downstairs. And I'm tripping so hard and we're listening to King Crimson. The next thing I know is like, I'm in this desert world. Okay. Like there's sand everywhere. I mean, I'm tripping that hard. I mean, I'm not even on planet Earth anymore. And I'm walking through the sand and I'm looking for my buddy Mike, and I can't find him. And I'm like, Mike. And I'm walking through this sand, I'm sweating and I'm fucking dying. And I'm like, fuck. And there's nothing around. I'm like in these dunes, in the Sahara Desert, for fuck's sake. And I was like, Mike. And then I looked down and my legs, my feet and legs from my knee down are like made out of sand. So it's like I'm walking through this desert, but like I'm actually the desert, like, and I'm having a hard time walking. And I'm looking like, Mike, fuck, Mike, and I'm sweating, I'm dying, and fuck, man, like, Mike. And all of a sudden I get like, hey, and I'm like, whoa, and I'm like, hey, like, what's up? And I'm like, and they're like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And I'm like, I'm doing my acid voice now. I'm like, whoa. Like, Jesus Christ, like these people look like Mike's parents. Like they look just like him. They're like, what are you guys on? I'm like, holy shit. This is weird, dude. Like, holy fuck. Man, you look like Mike's parents, dude. They're like, we are his parents. And I'm like,
you look just like Mike's parents, man.
I'm like, dude, you sound just like his parents, man. And they're like, we are his parents. What kind of drugs are you on? What are you guys doing? I'm like, dude, whoa, man, this is weird, man. Holy shit. And then I look over at my buddy Mike, and he's passed out in the hallway. I'm like, Mike, dude, hey, dude, wake up, man. Wake up. And he's like, what's going on? I'm like, look at these people. They look like your parents, man. Like they look just like them. And he goes, holy shit, man. They do look like my parents. Like, we are your parents, you fucking asshole. What the fuck are you guys on? And I'm like, Jesus Christ. They even get angry like your parents. You know what I mean? Like, this is so weird, man.
They even get angry like your parents, man.
And then we're sitting there, and I was like, hey, Mike, hey, dude, I'm just going to throw this out there, man. I think they might be your parents, man. And he's like, no, they left till Monday, dude. I'm like, no, I think these are your parents. I think they're real. They're like, we are real. We are real. We're right in front of you. We are real people. And you guys are in big fucking trouble. Okay? And I'm like, dude, you know what? I think I'm gonna leave, dude. I think these are actually your parents. He goes, dude, if they're my parents, I'm in big trouble. And they're like, you are in big trouble, dude. We got a fucking flat tire on our way on a trip, and we just said, fuck it. We came back, and now we find you guys all fucking heroined out or whatever the fuck you're doing. And I'm like, they think we're doing heroin. We're doing acid, man. But anyway, yeah, fucking assholes. But hey, I think I'm going to get going. They're like, yeah, Dusty, you need to get the fuck out of here right now. Like, you need to leave right now because you guys are in big trouble. And I was like, hey, dude, I think these are your parents, man. And he's like, they're like, we are his parents. Get the fuck out of here. So like, all right, dude, I'm going to grab my weed and I don't know what to do. I'm just going to leave, man. I think they want me to go or these faux parents, or I don't know who they are, but they're like, we are his parents. Get the fuck out of our house. So I grab my bag of weed and I leave. Now I'm by myself. I have a jean jacket. It was, in between hot and cold. So you never know. So I got a jean jacket and I don't know what to do. I'm all by myself now, and I've only just begun this trip. I mean, this is way, like, there's a lot more to go. I got 10 more hours of this shit, man. So we have a skate ramp in the woods. We call it the snake ramp. And I'm like, well, I'll go over there and smoke some pot and just try to like get this shit toned down a little bit. The more pot I smoke, the worse it gets. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I'm tripping hard, man. I'm fucked up. I'm like, okay, so I gotta go home, and my house is like, 30 minutes away. I'm way out in the woods now, and I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. Now the one thing I can't handle is sun when I'm tripping. Like, that's why I got sunglasses on right now, because the fucking shit's too bright right now. So my eyes don't dilate correctly, so I don't like sunlight, especially when I'm tripping, because I'm all dilated up, And so I'm walking home behind all these people's houses and shit. I got to walk through this cemetery, and I'm like hiding behind trees and shit because I'm tripping my balls off. Like, come up to this dude Stewart's house that I go to school with, and he's an asshole. His mom's a cunt, and but what I don't realize is this is the last of the shielding from the sun. So I'm behind their shed like a creep, and I got my jean jacket on my shoulder, and I come around the corner, and the fucking sun hits me so hard, like it like physically hits me in my mind because I'm tripping so hard. My jean jacket becomes a panther, okay, a sun panther. All right, and I freak out. I fall down. All I can see is that there's this wild cat on my shoulder. I fall down. I start rolling around on the ground, and I'm fighting with a sun panther. And Stuart's mom is in the garden, and she goes, Dusty, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, no, it's Sun Panther. And I'm rolling around in her fucking backyard with my jean jacket, but I think it's a Sun Panther. And she goes, Dusty, are you okay? Are you on something? And I was like, no, there's a Sun Panther. And I looked down, and it was a jean jacket. And I went, sorry, Stuart's mom. I thought my jean jacket was a Sun Panther. My bad. My fucking bad. My bad. And she's like, a Sun Panther? Playoffs? Like, she's like,
Playoffs?
Yeah, she goes, Sun Panther. And I go, no, never mind. And I'm like freaking out. Now I'm like I'm peeking, I'm freaking out. So now I got to walk down. I live in a valley, so I got to walk all the way down the valley to my house. So I said, Jesus Christ. Well, I couldn't have made that worse. You know, this fucking lady, I'm telling her I'm fighting a fucking sun panther, for Christ's sakes. You know, now I realize it's a jean jacket. I don't know what the fuck. I finally go down the valley. The sun's gone. Everything's great. Okay. All I got to do is go home. But I'm standing outside of my house and I have to go deal with my mother now. And my mom is the sweetest lady in the world. And I don't want her to know that I'm all fucked up on drugs, but I'm really fucked up and I need to go into my bedroom. I want to just go lay down and listen to music or something. So I'm outside of the house with my keys. And I'm like, all right, here we go. Here we go. We got to go in the house. But all we focus, Dusty, we're focusing. When you go in the house, when you see mom, small talk. We're doing small talk, just little small talks. And then you're going to go to your bedroom. And then you go to your bedroom and everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. So I pull out my keys and I slowly open the door because I don't really want her to hear me. Because even if I don't have to see her, that'd be great. But that doesn't happen now. So I slowly open the door, unlock it. I open it up. I walk in. And as soon as you walk in my door, you go upstairs. There's the kitchen. And my mom's in the kitchen. I'm like, oh. My mom's in the kitchen. I'm like, she's like, hey, babe, how are you, sweetie? I'm like, I'm good. I'm doing good. Yeah. What are you doing? And she's like cooking on the stove and shit. And I'm like, yeah, so what's going on? And she's like, oh, nothing. I'm just making, are you hungry? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm good. I'm just going to go to my bedroom and stuff. And then in my mind, I'm like, small talk. Just make small talk. So as my mom's cooking on the stove, I see behind her that there's a bunch of new groceries that weren't there earlier. So there's 3 bags of Doritos. And I'm like, okay, small talk, dude. Just make some small talk. All right. So hey, mom, I guess you went grocery shopping, huh? And she goes, yeah, honey, how'd you know that? I was like, I see you have the bag of the chippy chips, the cheesy triangular chippy chips back there. She goes, what is it? I said, the chippy chips. Yeah. She goes, honey, I don't know what you're saying. I'm like, you went grocery shopping. You got the D-Row tights. And she goes, D-Row tights? What the hell is D-Row tights? I go, no, the chippy things. They're cheesy and the triangular. The D-Row tights. Yeah, you got them, right? She goes, honey, are you okay? And I go, Jesus Christ. You went grocery shopping. You got D-Row tights. She goes, honey, I don't know what D-Row tights are. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm like, all right, small talk. I'm in my head, like small talk. I'm like, okay, sorry, mom. The triangular cheeses, the rodeos. You got Doritos? I can't say Doritos to save my life, but I can. I call them D-Row tights or Doritos. And she goes, Doritos? What the hell is Doritos? And I'm like, she's like, are you all right, honey? I'm like, oh, Christ, I don't know. I mean, the rodeos, the chippy chips. Christ, I got the flu. I'll go to bed. So I just walk down the fucking hallway. I lie down in bed and I'm tripping my fucking balls off. I'm listening to fucking Subhumans, this British punk rock band. And my mom comes in and she goes, hey, honey, I made you some soup, some chicken soup. And because you said you weren't feeling good. I'm like, yeah. Sorry about the rodeo thing. I don't know. It's cool. I don't feel good. I got a fever or something. I don't know. And she goes, yeah. She goes, well, I hope you feel better. Just eat that soup. She goes, oh, by the way, did the sun panther get you? that lady called my mom, and my mom, my mom, and I said, "Sun Panther? What do you mean, Sun Panther?" She goes, "Oh, I heard you got attacked by a Sun Panther." I was like, "Oh yeah, that was an hour ago. Anyway, I'm fine now. I just got the flu or something. Anyway, yeah." So she called my mom and told her that I was fighting a Sun Panther in her backyard, and my mom didn't even question it, like whatever. But that's my story.
He has a Sun Panther fetish. It's that's what he does on Thursdays to forget.
To this day, every time I see a bag of Doritos, they're always Dorotios or Dero-tites. Always. Yeah, LSD is an amazing drug.
I miss it. Now that I got a daughter, I can't do it.
Oh yeah, I can't. Dude, if I did a hit acid today, I'd be in a fucking rubber room, bro. I'd be in a fucking rubber room.
Tell you what, though, she turns 18, goes off to college. Me and her mom, for like her birthday, we're gonna drop acid.
Yeah, sweet.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it anymore, man. No way. No way.
I miss
Too
it.
much.
I miss it. I miss looking at the clouds. Like I can't see out of my left eye. I've had degenerate vision loss since I got a lot of concussions. And something fucked up my lens. So it's like the lens just slowly separated, and I just nothing. So when I do LSD,
Oh God.
certain things become 3D again. Like my brain fills in the 3D space again.
Wow.
So like clouds always look weird to me. They always look like they're from The Simpsons. Like it looks like they're just drawn on a blue piece of paper. When I'm on acid, I can see them doing this and breathing. I can see every little puff of cloud. I can see them coming at me, going away from me. I can see the 3D clouds when I'm tripping balls. And one time I was doing acid, I left my brother's house and I called him and I was like, "Yo, bro, you ever looked at the clouds on acid?" He's like, "Dude, you tell me this every fucking time you're not." Wait a minute. What are you doing right now? I'm driving. Are you looking at the road? And I realized I'm driving like this, just staring out the top of the windshield.
God.
And
Jesus.
I look down, I'm doing 78 and the road's just slightly bending. And somehow I'm bending with it, but I'm just staring up, just staring at clouds for like 15 minutes straight, just not paying attention to shit. Thank God it was a highway that had nothing on it. But dude, it's
No way.
shit.
No, I mean seriously, I remember one time we took a hit of acid, me and my buddies, and my buddy had come back and brought a bunch of like German hash, hashish, like a brick of it, like a big old sack of it. I mean, literally a fucking brick of it. I don't know how the fuck he did it. It was pre 9/11, shit. So he was in the military, but he brings back a brick of hashish. So we called it salad. So you would like take marijuana and a little piece of hash, and like we called it salad, and you'd smoke it together. We were tripping on acid, and we were smoking that shit, and it was really funny. Like I was so fucked up. It's a stupid story, but it's kind of funny. Like thinking of like how fucked up your brains get. Like we were walking down the street, so we're like above a highway. So like there's like we're walking through grass, but it's like a 5-foot drop down to a highway, and it's a full moon, and we're walking towards the moon, and I'm so fucked up on drugs. As I'm looking at the moon, I see 2 moons. Okay, and to me it looks like headlights. And I turn around to my buddy Tom and I go, "Hey, what the fuck is that, dude? Like, what is that?" He goes, "Jesus Christ, there's a fucking Cadillac in the sky. There's a fucking Cadillac in the sky." And I go, "Is that a fucking car?" I mean, I'm tripping so hard. It looks like we're both seeing doubles of the moon. And it looks like a car is coming from the sky at us. He goes, "It looks like a fucking Cadillac, man." And I go, "Wait a second, everybody stop, just stop." Like, we're fucked up, man. What the fuck is that, man? And then finally, like, I get my vision correct again, and it's just a full moon. And I go, oh, God. So I look down, it's a 5-foot drop onto the highway, and the moon is reflecting onto something, and it looks like black glass. And I looked down and I said, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? And so there's like 4 of us. I said, what is that down there? My buddy goes, what the fuck is that? I said, I don't know, dude. It looks like on the side of the highway, it looks like black glass. I said, dude, I don't know what that is, man. I'm going to jump down on it. Fuck it. I'm going to go down there. I got to check this out because what is that? Like, I don't know. That's weird looking. So my buddy's like, well, no, don't, dude, it's a 5-foot drop. I'm like, I don't care. I'm just going to jump down on it. It's fine. I jump down and I fall into a huge puddle. It's a puddle. So I'm like for me, because I'm tripping so hard, I'm like, help. Like, I'm in this, like, help. Like, this molten glass is sucking me in, like, help. And everybody just starts laughing. They're like, dude, it's a puddle, man. I'm like, oh, well, fuck. I'm really wet. And this is gross. But anyway, that's what drugs do to your brain. Don't do drugs. I jumped into
I coached in Richmond one time, and we had this kid, and my assistant coach says he has a problem with marijuana, so he keeps getting suspended from school. Fucking Christ. All right, fine, whatever. So he finally shows up to a practice. I said, hey, and I'm not going to say his name. Come here for a second. I pull him off to the side, and I said, listen, I understand you have a problem with marijuana. And he's like, oh, I don't have a problem. I was like, listen, you're 6'2". You have no stick skills, and there's no fucking way I can use you. You smoke a huge fucking fatty before you come to practice. Clear your mind of all your insecurities, and you do everything I tell you. You and I are going to go along fine. And I just stared at him. He's like, okay. I said, did you smoke today? No. Do you drive? Yeah. Go to your car, smoke real fast, be back here in 10 minutes. That kid came back every fucking practice, reeking of weed, high as shit. He was my best player by the end of the season.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing.
He still lost every game, but he was really good.
No, I mean, you look back and shit. I remember me and my buddies, there was this place called Witch's Tunnel. It was an old, railroad, Jesus. Wow. Railroad. I just bit my tongue really hard. A railroad, a fucking tunnel in the middle of nowhere. And they called it Witch's Tunnel. And, oh God, there's these 2 hills that come down, like massive hills, and there's this tunnel. When you walk up to Witch's Tunnel, as you're approaching it, it looks like it's about like, it looks like an archway instead of a tunnel. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. Because the light in the back. So you're walking towards it. It's an archway. As you get closer, it's a mile-long tunnel. It's really bizarre. It's like an optical illusion. All right.
Right.
Well, we would go out in the woods and we would party up on top of Witch's Tunnel. And so you would have to climb these hills to get up there. And then we would go all the way to the back of Witch's Tunnel. Now, it had been raining like crazy. This is like just saying like drugs are fucked up. We took a bunch of acid. We walk up on top of it. This is back in the day, no cell phones. We got a boom box. We got a fucking boom box. We're listening to punk rock.
My sheet was sliding off the bed slowly.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing? No, so we go up on the top of the hill. So it's me and my buddy and these 2 girls. We're listening to music. We're drinking Jack Daniels. We're tripping on acid, smoking pot. We're all the way in the back of Witch's Tunnel. And if you look over, it's a 50-foot drop down. And there's like these 2 hills all the way down. So it's been raining. So water is just It's just a flood down at the bottom of it. The odd thing about it is, and I don't understand how this would be, there's like hundreds of broken bicycles at the bottom of this thing. Now, why there are bicycles down there, I will never know. You're in the middle of the woods. There's no, I don't understand, but there's broken bicycles. I mean, they've been there for fucking 30 years. I mean, they're rusted to shit. Anyway, we're tripping on acid. We're listening to punk rock. We're hanging out. We're drinking whiskey. We're smoking pot. Everybody's happy. We're having fun. It's great. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Life is good. And I look over the edge, and what I notice is to my right, about 25 to, I would say 25 feet down on the right side, a big, huge piece of shale rock is sticking out. You know, like a big, like a 4-foot piece of shale rock is sticking out. And I look and I go, in my mind, I'm like, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. I back up. I tell my friend Desiree to get away from the side of the bridge or the tunnel. And I said, she goes, what are you doing? My friend Mike's like, what are you doing? And I said, I mean, I got something planned here. And they're like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, all right. I took off running and I jumped. I jumped off of a 50-foot tall fucking tunnel. I go 25 feet down and I land on top of that piece of shell rock. I mean, like now, and I don't hurt myself. And I'm like, fuck yeah. I mean, if I would have missed the shell rock, I'd have been fucked. I'd have been fucked, man. I mean, if not dead, critically injured. I went about 25 fucking feet down and I landed like a superhero on top of this piece of shell rock within inches of it. They instantly start crying. They're 25 feet above me on this fucking, the top of this thing. They're like, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, I was like, I did it. But what I don't realize is, what do I do now? Like what, I mean, it's 25 feet up. It's 25 feet down. I mean, what do I do? I mean, I'm out on a piece of fucking shell rock. Like, you know, it's like kind of like, think of like those mushrooms or, you know, that grow on the side of trees. It's kind of like that, you know, I'm just like, I'm on one of those and I'm like, they're like, dude, what the fuck? And I'm like, well, fuck, if I go down, I'm going to slide down a slippery hill into a bunch of fucking broken, rusty bicycles. Or how do I get back up? They ended up going back to the car. The dude had a bunch of rope and shit, and they had to pull me back up the hill and shit. I mean, you know, when you're on drugs, you're like, yeah, I'm fucking invincible. This is awesome. And then, no, you're just an asshole, Dusty. You're just an asshole. So I survived it. It was awesome. I mean, it was a superhero trick. If I did that sober, I would have died. I mean, I'm serious. Like, oh yeah, I landed on that fucking thing perfectly. It was beauty. Gorgeous. Oh, I almost lit my fucking beard on fire.
That would be quite the closer.
Oh, are we wrapping it up? We done?
Yeah, we've done way over an hour.
Are you serious? This doesn't seem like that to me, man.
No.
Wow. All right, well, kick ass.
Yeah.
We're not fueling around. You got to let me know how this goes, Coach.
Yes.
We're not fueling around here, buddy. Jesus Christ, we did over an hour?
Yeah, about an hour 20.
Wow. All right. Well, fuck. Jesus loves you, halitosis. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
Cause this is my United States or whatever. And this is my United States or whatever.